5:13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
Well, good news for today. It's going to be dry here in central Georgia, but by the time we get to the weekend, we're flipping the script. I'll go day by day on 7-day coming up.
Plus, 2 crimes, 1 suspect. The shooting and robbery, the Bibb Sheriff's Office believes 1 man is behind.
And a northwest Georgia city recovering after heavy rain and flash flooding. The advisory is still impacting Somerville and how volunteers are helping out.
And a national publication calls Macon one of the South's best kept secrets. Find out what all the buzz is about just ahead.
Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. You're looking live over the fairgrounds down in Perry. The time's now 6:31 on this September the 6th. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese. A lot of people coming off from a long weekend, and I'm sure they're wondering how the weather is going to be looking.
Hopefully a little drier than what we were seeing over the weekend, Alex.
Yeah, I've got great news for today and tomorrow. We are going to be drier than what we saw over the weekend, but by the time we get to next weekend, we are going to be doing the same thing all over again, if not adding a little more rain into the picture. 72 here in Macon as well as in Warner Robins, 71 in Fort Valley and in Perry, 72 in Bleckley County this morning. We've got 72 in Dublin, 70 itself down in Eastman, where actually we are seeing some fog down there as well. The radar picture is almost completely quiet this morning here in central Georgia. This front draped up towards the north. It's a stationary front and it's going to keep the showers and storms right along them today. So we are just far enough away from it to not be too concerned about it here in central Georgia. That's not to say we're going to be completely dry. Still have about a 20% chance of rain. Again, some fog to start this morning, a high temperature of about 90. Sunrise comes your way at about 7:13 this morning. So mostly dry today and tomorrow, but we've got big changes in here for the end of the week. We'll talk about those details and the rocky weekend forecast. How about a 70% chance of rain for both Saturday and Sunday? All that information comes your way here in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. Bibb County investigators believe 1 man may be responsible for a shooting and a robbery within 30 minutes of each other in Macon.
That's one of 3 headlines that you need to know right now. The sheriff's office says the 911 center got a call about an aggravated assault around 1:15 yesterday afternoon. They got a report that a man in a BMW shot another man on Churchill Street. The victim went to a hospital and is stable.
Just before 1:40 yesterday, a second call came in about someone robbed at the Auto Sales Direct at the corner of Brookdale and Vineville Avenues. The sheriff's office says the suspect fit the same description as the man involved in the Churchill Street shooting. Someone
last saw him leaving the parking lot of the Auto Sales Direct in a red Ford F-150 with Georgia tag number PDF4039. Now, if you have any information, you can go ahead and call the Macon Regional Crime Stoppers. That number, it's 1-877-68-CRIME. That number again for you, it's 1-877-68-CRIME.
Well, this morning, Bibb investigators are searching for answers in a woman's death after someone found her in a creek off Elm Street. The sheriff's office says the call came in just before 9 yesterday morning. Bibb County Coroner Leon Jones believes the woman was homeless.
Homeless or not, she's somebody's loved one. And we're going to do our best to find out who she belongs to, who's her next of kin.
Now, the sheriff's office says there are no signs of foul play at this time, but the woman's body will go to the GBI crime lab for an autopsy. We'll let you know her name and how she died once that information is released.
It's now 6:34. Right now, the Bibb County Sheriff's Office continues to investigate a deadly car accident in Macon. It happened on Northside Drive near the intersection of Athens Drive around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. Deputies got a report that 66-year-old Jackie Polk drove south on Northside when his car crossed over into the northbound lanes. His car left the road and hit a tree. All right, let's go ahead and get you up to speed with your state news. A Fulton County deputy is recovering in the hospital after getting stabbed by a detainee in jail. Authorities identified the suspect as Richard Parham, you see him there, and say he attacked the deputy at some point in the jail. The deputy is expected to be okay and is recovering in the hospital.
A cleanup now underway in the city of Somerville after flash flooding hit parts of northwest Georgia over the weekend. The city's mayor says Somerville saw more than 10 inches of rain in just under 10 hours. You can see all that water there. A boil water advisory is in place following flooding at the city's water plant. Our station in Atlanta reports volunteers will continue working throughout the week, handing out cases of water bottles outside City Hall to people impacted by that flooding. Now, central Georgia also saw some heavy rain over the weekend. Sunday night in Macon, some people found themselves stranded after flooding near Zebulon Road.
That's right. Now, we actually got a chance to speak to a woman who had kids in her car when she got stuck in that flood.
We've got to get these kids out of here. I don't care about me. I don't care about this car. I want my kids out of here and out of this water and away from this area because they are scared to death.
After the heavy rain Sunday, Marvin Land with the Macon Water Authority says all the water running down the curb and gutter in the roadway carried grass clippings and litter with it. Those debris stopped up 2 storm drains on Peak Road, causing the flood on Zebulon.
And Michael Jernigan came to help his family. He says the process took more than 2 hours.
We had to go get them, put them in the truck, and get them out from the water area because they had originally pushed the car back up out of the water, but it continually rose up and it started to come back into the car again.
Now, Land says it took Water Authority crews a little over an hour to fix the problem. Parts of central Georgia saw rain levels comparable to a tropical system for several hours Sunday night during those storms.
All right, well, talks about the millage rate happening in Warner Robins tonight, what the mayor wants to keep it at. Plus, a grandfather honors the memory of his late granddaughter with a Labor Day golf tournament. We show you how people came together to support his cause. The time is now 6:36 a.m. and it looks like that unsettled weather pattern is just going to be continuing here in central Georgia.
At least we get a couple dry days, though, just to help us dry out a little bit before more rain comes.
That's true.
Yeah, and then the deluge arrives for the end of the week as we head into that here in central Georgia. But check this out. The sun is beginning to come up over downtown Macon this morning. It keeps getting later and later. How about a temperature of 72 right now? Sunrise is officially a little after 7 this morning, but just a few weeks ago, the sun was up at this point in the morning. Now, not so much. Here's a look at the temperatures. We've got 70 in Monticello, 71 in Forsyth, 72 in Macon, 70 in Eastman, and 73 waking up in Johnson County this morning. Also have a lot of fog down in Dodge County. Below a 1/10 of a mile of visibility there in Eastman, about a mile of visibility in Dublin. As you get over towards Upson County, about 2/10 of a mile, but no issues here in Macon and Warner Robins. Should be mostly okay going up and down Interstate 75 this morning. The radar picture completely quiet, no issues to speak of. We did see some rain here in and around central Georgia yesterday. Generally speaking, less than an inch, but a few spots they get over an inch, like right up there near Lake Sinclair, just north of Milledgeville over into Hancock County, but then also down into Crisp County, right around Cordelia, right around an inch of rain. But nothing at Middle Georgia Regional Airport. We are sitting close to 5 inches in terms of the rain surplus so far this year. As we head through the afternoon hours, only a few scattered showers dotting the radar, and then as we get into the evening, anything we do see will begin to go to bed, waking up to some overcast skies as we get into your Wednesday morning. Then for Wednesday afternoon, maybe a slight uptick in the radar activity, about a 30% chance of rain. And then once we get on into Thursday, that's when we're really going to see an uptick. And this is going to be a transitional day for us. Notice the moisture begins to increase. Some heavier downpours will be likely Thursday afternoon and evening, and that will give way to a rainy Friday. So a 20% chance of rain today, 30% tomorrow. That's up to 80% by the time we get to Friday. And when all is said and done here over the next 7 days, we could pick up easily another 2 to 4 inches of rain. Generally speaking, the higher amounts are going to be closer to the Savannah River here, right along the South Carolina state line. A check of the tropics this morning. We have 2 tropical systems we're watching. One is Hurricane Danielle, just barely a hurricane with winds of 75 miles an hour. This thing's going to spin around in the north central Atlantic. It's going to be a fish storm before the remnants of it makes its way over towards Europe. Not going to be a concern for us. And then Tropical Storm Earl. This is a couple hundred miles north of Puerto Rico. Winds of about 65 miles an hour, so close to becoming a hurricane, only about 9 miles per hour short, and it could become a major hurricane at that. Check that out. Saturday morning, potentially winds of 120 miles an hour. Good news is that is going to be out over the open waters and not going to be a concern for the United States. Today, look for a high temperature right around 90 with a 20% chance of rain. Again, patchy fog in a few spots to start the day, and then once we get into the end of the week and into the weekend, that's when the script is flipped, talking about a 60% chance of rain for Thursday, 80% for Friday. Those high school football games Friday night, they can probably be played as long as the lightning stays away, but the rain is going to be all around central Georgia.